So America's favorite predatory capitalist is worth $80 billion, by the way. He's busy pretending that he cares about people. Now, you know, we've covered Jeff Bezos. He's an unbelievable predatory capitalist. He hollows out local economies. He has manipulated the tax code in his favor to screw brick and mortar companies, and he doesn't care about what happens to local communities, okay? So just so you know that. And again, he knows he's the worst, one of the worst employees for workers. We know this. Okay, so you know all that, right? You know, we've done stories. No, but here's him pretending that he cares. He cares about people. I swear to God, this is. I swear to God, this is this guy. He says, this tweet is a request for ideas. I'm thinking about a philanthropy strategy that is the opposite of how I mostly spend my time. Working on the long term. Yeah, it is the opposite. So this is him asking for people to give me ideas on how I could be a philanthropist. He crowdsources his philanthropy. Anyway, so that was that. And he's got ideas on how he can do charity. And this is how I responded to that tweet. I said, guy who made $80 billion crushing local economies really wants to help people. Maybe pay your employees a living wage and let them unionize. Hashtag no charity needed. I wanted to say no charity needed, but I didn't have enough characters left.
So you filled his request.
I filled his request.
He wanted ideas.
He wants ideas.
That's a very easy one. You
gave
him a simple one.
Yeah. A union rep at the Washington Post wanted to write about the unfair labor practices that Jeff Bezos is doing right in the middle of him asking, I want to do charity. You don't have to do charity. Just take care of the people who make your money for you. How about that? How about charity starts at home? How about you pay a living wage to the people generating your income? How about that? All your profits? How about you share them with the people generating it?
In 2018, Amazon had a profit of $11.2 billion, 100,000 million billion. They had 647,000 full and part-time employees around the world. That's a profit of $17,310 per employee in 1 year.
How about that? Maybe you do that kind of philanthropy. Maybe you start paying taxes like a normal brick and mortar business so you have a fair playing field.
Today we say to the top 1%. I don't know how tasty that would be. Anybody here know how much Amazon paid in taxes last year? Here you have a corporation that made over $10 billion in profits, owned by the wealthiest guy in the world, and they paid zero in taxes. We will no longer accept the absurd situation where large corporations like Amazon, Netflix, and General Motors pay nothing in federal income tax. That's the way the system works. You've got a government that works for the very rich, and we're going to change that. Together, we are going to end austerity for working families and bring some austerity to corporate America.
This is a Washington Post employee who wrote this for the Huffington Post. He says, one of the wealthiest men in the world is thinking of ways to give back, but he's still taking from the very people who helped him build his fortune. That's coming from someone who works inside the building at Washington Post. He's saying this about Jeff Bezos, one of the most powerful guys in the entire world. But as Bezos, his worth now exceeds $80 billion, loosens his pockets, it's important to put his charitable giving and philanthropy of the super rich into perspective. Many people worked hard for Bezos to help make him so rich, and he has a record of treating them poorly. Amazon's history of dodging taxes, its mistreatment of workers, and its ruthlessness towards even the smallest competitors have all been well documented. It put ambulances outside distribution centers. Jeff Bezos put ambulances outside distribution centers rather than install adequate air conditioning. Good. That's capitalism. That's Jeff Bezos' particular form of predatory, monopolistic capitalism.
Jimmy, how expensive is air conditioning? The guy is only making $80 billion. I mean, he doesn't have the money.
So they've done the calculations, and it's cheaper to have an ambulance standing by outside and rush whoever passes out to the hospital than it is to install air conditioning. It's cheaper. That's why they do it. He says, this tweet is a request for ideas. I'm thinking about a philanthropy strategy that is the opposite of how I mostly spend my time. Working on the long term. Yeah, it is the opposite. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. Some more bad news from Amazon. I like this tweet by David Surratt. He said, the nitpicking and hand-wringing about the Ro Khanna Bernie Sanders bill to tax Amazon seems particularly concern-trollish, considering Amazon is exploring ways to literally put workers in cages. And he links to a story from Fortune magazine, and it says Amazon got a patent to put workers in cages. Now the company says it was a bad idea. They got a patent to put workers in cages, which you need a patent for, I guess. The patent shows a cage built for a human working in robot work zones. A small workstation atop a robot trolley like the kind already used in Amazon warehouses to move shelving. The patent was highlighted in a study by two artificial intelligence researchers, New York University Distinguished Research Professor Kate Crawford and Director of the Research Lab, Share Foundation's Vladin Joler. In their analysis, Crawford and Joler noted an extraordinary illustration of worker alienation, a stark moment in the relationship between humans and machines. Woo. By the way, so Fortune responded. Here's what they say. Sometimes even bad ideas get submitted for patents. This was never used, and we have no plans for usage. We developed a far better solution, which is a small vest associates can wear that cause all robotic drive units in their proximity to stop moving. So sounds like the cage idea was to protect workers from moving robotic parts. Still a horrible idea. And in fact, worker alienation. Extraordinary illustration of worker alienation.
Jimmy, do you know what else alienates workers? Low pay.
Low pay. I would say low pay. Well, this is from the Columbus Dispatch. Amazon makes list of large companies with workers receiving food stamps. So how do you make the richest man in the world the richest man in the world on the backs of poverty wages? By exploiting people, not giving people a living wage. That's how you do it. You think some of that, if he took $50 billion and spread it around his company, I bet everybody could have a living wage from now until the year 2500. But that's not how capitalism works.
$50 billion, 100,000 million billion, divided by 647,000 full and part-time workers worldwide in 2018 would be $77,279 per worker.
Capitalism works like this. One guy gets all the money and all the people who generate it get, and that's what's happening. Amazon has become one of Ohio's largest employers after receiving tens of millions of dollars in state tax incentives. Really? But it's easy to see why consumers would be skeptical. Amazon has come under fire for workplace conditions for years, from stress of C-suite pressure to grueling conditions in factories in China, manufacturing Echo drives, and in the United States and U.S. Amazon warehouses. In 2015, an expose about the hard charging environment at Amazon Web Services also looked at how engineers and managers We're expected to work long hours, including weekends, and be available by email 24/7. Amazon workers have been striking as well. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Including across Europe this summer and around Amazon's Prime Day. Some more bad PR for Amazon. I say great. What do you say?
I like how they draw the line here. Like they're just like, sure, we make our drivers wear diapers to make their routes, and sure, our warehouse conditions are terrible, and we don't have air conditioning. But sure, we're okay with shocking workers' hands and stuff like that. But putting them in cages, come on, what are we, animals? Come on.
Site called the New Food Economy. They go, Amazon paid no federal taxes, bought entry into your home, and now it's coming for your bank accounts. Okay, that's a lot to talk about. We're just going to talk about the first part, the no federal taxes. Amazon is expected to pay no federal income taxes this year. So just sit with how rich that guy is. And his company is going to pay no income tax. Good. What?
You know, Jimmy, I'm almost getting the feeling the system is rigged.
I'm almost getting that feeling.
Almost.
The company earned $5.6 billion in 2017. I guess that's profit. That's their net. That's not their gross. $5.6 billion in profit, according to its 10K filing, which should work out to a federal tax bill of more than $1.3 billion at the standard corporate tax rate of 35%. And then it has RIP because that's gone now, that 35%. With the new Trump tax. Instead, the retailer is slated to pay, ready, a negative $137 million, meaning the government actually owes Amazon money.
Okay, I can't handle it. I can't handle that. I can't handle that. That's awful. Are you kidding me? How much raping has to go on in this economy?
So many tech companies, Amazon in particular, long ago decided that they were going to pay their workers not just in salaries and benefits, but in stock options. So this is like a scam. Instead of paying people, they give you a stock option, which they can then write off later, right? So instead of paying you, they'll give you stock options, which they can write off their taxes. So they're not even. So it's like you're paying them.
Yeah, and it's another way for them to treat you like an asset to the company and not like an individual who is providing a job, who is doing a job and deserves compensation for the job they're doing.
So, according to this article, the approach makes sense. Employees can skimp on salary payments by offering a form of compensation they can write off down the road, which means ultimately that Amazon didn't really pay for all that executive compensation. We, the taxpayers, did. Good.